As if last night's winter weather wasn't enough, excuse the cliche, but here we snow again.
And if you thought last night was bad, get ready for our biggest snow event of the season.
And as we go on the air at 6, that storm is making its way through North Carolina, headed to Hampton Roads.
If you're not prepared yet, time is running out. This 1-2 punch of winter weather is causing a lot of issues across Hampton Roads, even before the next dose of snow comes.
Many schools have already canceled classes for tomorrow. That list is running at the bottom of your screen. That's after they shut down classes for today, all because of the slick roads from last night's system.
But regardless of the last storm, we need to get ready for the next one, and that's just what city and state crews across the area are doing tonight.
And these are the people who are bringing you everything you need to know about this storm through 11 o'clock tonight. A team of reporters and meteorologists on your side. And we're going to start things off with our chief meteorologist, Don Slater, with the very latest on the forecast. Don?
Okay, the snow and rain is moving a lot faster now into North Carolina. And so far, it's just all rainfall into North Carolina. It's not so much what we're going to see at first, but what we're going to see in the middle of the night. And what we're going to see in the middle of the night is a lot of snow. Now, this is advancing northeastward at a very, very rapid clip. From the Raleigh-Durham area, we could see a couple of sprinkles into the area by 8 o'clock near the state line. And again, it's advancing very, very rapidly. So I think by 9 o'clock, we'll start to see a little bit of rain, possibly mixed with some sleet into the area. But it's not likely to be the big event. The big event is going to happen during the overnight hours when we start to see a lot of snowfall begin later tonight. Just so far, lots of cloud cover through the area, very thin cloud cover, and a decent day with lots of sunshine earlier. Boy, that earlier sunshine helped things out, helped melt the roads, but I don't think that's going to help all that much because we are expecting a lot of snow out of this very, very easily, the heaviest snowfall that we've seen so far this season. And we've seen a pretty good snowfall into the area, up to about 6 inches of snow, of course, earlier in the week. Now, here's what's going on. 5 to 8 inches is likely to be our heaviest snowfall area, and it's going to extend all the way from south central Virginia, north central North Carolina, all the way through the peninsula and into the eastern shore. There could be isolated pockets with a little bit more snow, especially into some of these inland areas, and they could be little bursts of snow, even accompanied by a little bit of lightning and thunder. 3 to 6 inches, maybe even a little bit more into parts of the south side, right on into here. And then for the for portions of northeast North Carolina, 1 to 3 inches south of Elizabeth City, and likely to change over to rain and sleet and snow, then back over to snow. We're going to detail the timeline for you. I'll provide a lot more detail. It'll begin by around 9 o'clock, become heavier, heaviest of the snow overnight, and then it tapers off and it gets cold. We'll tell you more about this. Tiffany Savona will be joining me. I will have your full forecast in a few minutes.
Now let's get to our reports on preparations. No one has a bigger job than VDOT. Since this morning, they've been salting, sanding, and of course preparing for tonight's storm.
It's not just the crews out on the roads. There are plenty of people inside watching out for you. 10 Your Side's Deanna LeBlanc begins our coverage from the VDOT Operations Center in Virginia Beach. Deanna?
Yeah, Nicole and Tom, in addition to those day-to-day tasks that happen inside the Operations Center, tonight they're also setting up an emergency command center. They say that will help them more quickly dispatch the trucks you see behind me, those safety service vehicles that come to you when you're in trouble. So let's show you inside the Operations Center. You can see just so many monitors. They have up to 300 monitors they can pull up on that big screen at any time. And tonight they'll have even more staff inside there monitoring those throughout the storm into tomorrow. They'll look for accidents. They'll dispatch those service safety vehicles. They'll have more staff driving those vehicles around the interstates as well. Now, the other thing they'll do is communicate with local municipalities and state police to make sure that they know where the trouble spots are and dispatch those plows and sand trucks as needed. That will all begin happening tonight at 8, and they will stay staffed throughout the duration of the storm to make sure that you stay safe on the roads. But the main message is just stay off the roads if you can. That's the latest in Virginia Beach. I'm Deanna LeBlanc. Back to you.
I'm Lex Gray in Virginia Beach. Crews here and in other South Side cities spent the day cleaning up after this morning's mess and getting ready for more of the same. Now, you can see behind me that Virginia Beach Boulevard is clear right now, but let's take a look at what it looked like this morning. An absolute mess around 9 o'clock, and there's more of that on the way. As soon as plow truck drivers finished treating the roads this morning, they went back to operation centers to check their equipment and get more salt sand mix. Virginia Beach has 38 tons of that to use, which which is the most out of the 5 Southside cities, but all of the cities, Suffolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, and Norfolk, say they have plenty to get through this storm and the rest of the week. Virginia Beach treated its bridges, ramps, and overpasses with salt, and some of the other cities laid brine down. They'll switch over to plowing and salting and sanding as soon as there's enough snow on the roads. That's usually whenever there's 1.5 inches or more. Now, these crews are now on 12-hour shifts. Virginia Beach just switched their crews over at 6 o'clock. The other cities plan on doing that around 7, then they'll work through the night until 6 or 7 in the morning. Live in Virginia Beach, Lex Gray, 10 on your side.
I'm Janine Reyes in Newport News, where sunshine and warmer temperatures today have helped make for a clear commute this afternoon, but that melting snow also left some water in the roads, which kept crews from being able to lay brine down throughout the day. Now, here in Newport News, they did finally make that call to lay brine down at around 2 this afternoon. Williamsburg, interestingly, doesn't usually lay brine down because they don't have the equipment, but today they did contract a company to put brine on some roads out there. And once it snows, all crews on the peninsula will start spreading the salt and sand mixture on their roads. Each city will hit bridges and overpasses first, then main thoroughfares and large secondary roads. Most will not clear the residential roads in their city, although Williamsburg did. They say the primary roads cleared so quickly today with that warm weather that they could respond to some trouble spots in neighborhoods. Newport News and Hampton said, of course, they will not respond to the neighborhoods. Now, all of the cities here on the peninsula have crews working 12-hour shifts. Here in Newport News, they just switched over at 5 o'clock, and the crews that are on duty now are laying brine on those roadways. Live in Newport News tonight, Janine Reyes, 10 on your side.
And I'm Liz Palka reporting live from North Carolina. We are in Elizabeth City, right along Route 17, where we have seen plows going up and down. Of course, they're probably heading to the NCDOT division headquarters to load up on sand, but brine truck just passed us a little while ago. NCDOT tells me they have had 3 brine trucks out in Pasquotank County and 3 out in Camden County all day. They have been pre-treating these main routes like Route 17, starting with 4-lane roads, then heading to those 2-lane primary roads and then the secondary roads, trying to get as many as they can. Then they head back to the headquarters to load up on that sand and salt to prepare for any weather that is moving into this area later tonight. They say they have their crews working 12-hour shifts, and at this point they are prepared for anything. Live in Elizabeth City, I'm Liz Palka, 10 on your side.
Definitely on your side. We have you covered there. And of course, we will also be keeping an eye on the roads across the Outer Banks. NCDOT crews and the State Patrol will be working extra hours. And the governor has asked people to stay off the roads in the Tar Heel State tonight so crews can do their job. And if you really have to go anywhere between tonight and tomorrow, you need to make sure your car is ready. First off, have a full tank of gas. Check your brakes and tires so you'll be able to stop. Check your wipers so you can see your way clear, and have an emergency kit of sand, a small shovel, flashlight, and ice scraper in the trunk. We have many more tips for you right now on WAVY.com.
And once again, the winter weather's affecting trash collection. Earlier, several cities, including Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and Newport News, tweeted that trash and recycling collections for tomorrow were canceled. WAVY.com has all of the information you need to know to get through this storm. Just go to the blue box at the top of our homepage for all of our coverage. That includes traffic cameras, closings, and delays. That'll be a big one. And our popular weather blogs. And when it begins to snow, send your pictures to report it at WAVY.com. We'll put some online and others on air.